Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is going to be the budget results for the fourth paycheck in the month of August. We are wrapping up August today. We're going to see if I stuck to my budget, if I was over or under. So let's just get started. If you missed the video where I wrote out my budget for the fourth week in August, I'll have that linked above in a card. Definitely going to want to check it out. It was a super simple, real light budget. There wasn't a whole lot that went into this, so this results video should go pretty quickly. So I have here in front of me my Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. If you're not familiar with my channel, I use this budget book to set up my budget every single week. I keep track of my expenses in my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner on the calendar page. I use a color coding sticker system to keep track of all of my spending throughout the month, and I do my budget by paycheck. So I budget week to week, not necessarily by the month. I go by pay period to pay period. So we're looking at the paycheck that we received on August 25th, and so we are tracking all of the transactions that fell between the 25th and the next paycheck, which we receive on the 1st of September. So all of these dates here that you see little stickers on, those are the transactions we're tracking, and we're just going to see, was I over budget? Was I under budget? So let's zoom in a little bit and get started. So under my bills category, you can see there was not a whole lot that went into this week. The only thing that I had to take care of in terms of the bills category, the money that stays in my checking account, were groceries and household items. So if we look here on my planner and we look at the color coding system, this sort of peachy pink color is groceries. My color key will be changing a little bit for September, but we'll talk about that in September's videos. For now, it's this color here. So we had two transactions for grocery / household. I did my Walmart grocery pickup where I got my grocery and household items for the week. And then I also had an Every Plate box, which is a meal kit delivery service, and I count that as grocery. So we're going to go ahead and add these up. I have my trusty calculator here. So we have $150.50 and then $20.87 for a total of $121.37. Believe that was all of the transactions in that category. Yep. So we were way under budget here. I budgeted a total of $180. That was $150 for groceries and $30 for household, and I came in way under that at $121.37. So because I was under budget, I used my black pen. This is the way that I choose to do it. If I'm over budget, I'll use the red one. Hopefully this can stay off to the side and we don't have to use it today. So I had $180 to work with. I only spent $121.37, which means I am $58.63 under budget, which is amazing. So I'm going to stick that number here, that $58.63, and we're going to come back to it a little bit later. We're going to find out what we're going to do with this extra. So that was really, really good. Next, we go down to the cash envelope section, and I'm going to pull out my cash envelopes so that we can check and see where the spending happened this week. Starting out with my husband spending money. You guys know, if you watch my videos, I don't keep his money, obviously. I just hand it off to him, and if he has anything left over, he'll just roll it over into the next week. So he spent $40 just as anticipated. My spending money, if you look here on my transaction log, my spending is in this dark purple color. I had $40. You can see I spent the full $40. For gas this week, gas is in this light purple color. There it is. And you can see we just had one transaction here for $30. So I should have $20 left then in my envelope. As you can see, my spending envelope, as I said, is completely empty. All that money is gone. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oops, there we go. Definitely spent all my spending money this week, but gas should be $20 left in here. And there is. So what I do with my gas money is I go ahead and fill up my tank throughout the week, and if I have anything left over, this money goes into a sinking fund that I have for gas, which I keep in my little accordion folder, which is not little at all. It's actually quite huge. And it just, I save it for a week in the future when we might need extra gas. So that's where this money's gonna go, right into my gas sinking fund. So my gas sinking fund is currently sitting at $75. And we are going to add that 20 today. Today is August 31st. We're adding $20, which will put my gasoline fund up to $95. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 95. And that'll go in my gas fund for a rainy day. So then how I reconcile that here is that I spent the full $50 because $50 came out of my cash envelope. Next up we have Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is in this green color here, and we had a couple of miscellaneous transactions this week. So there was $17 here on the 28th that I spent. 17. And then there was another 13 here today for a total of $30. I started out with $50 in that fund, so that should mean then that I have $20 left. Let's find out. Yep, I have a 20 left. So I'm just going to set this off to the side for now, and we'll come back to that at the end. Lastly, we have eating out. So I had $50 in eating out, and we did quite a bit of eating out this week. So the eating out transactions are in this yellow color, as you can see here. I'm zoomed way out. Hopefully you guys can see. And we're just going to add them up. So on the 25th, we had Tim Hortons for $11.64 and Burger King at $2.75. I actually think that I switched those two. I think it was actually $11.64 at Burger King and $2.75 at Tim Hortons, but whatever. Then we had another Tim Hortons transaction on Friday for $3. And then we all kind of chose something different on Saturday when we went out for dinner. The kids had Taco Bell, my husband and I had KFC, so it was a total of $27. So I spent $44.39. I always just get rid of that change. I put the change in a jar. So, 44. I started out with, let's see, I started out with 50. I spent 44, 34, I think I said. So that's $5.66. That's where I got rid of the change. So I should have like $5 left in my eating out. Depending on the various change, it might be a little bit less or a little bit more. So let's just see what I have left in eating out. Yeah, so I actually have $4 left. And then I have all of the change from the various transactions here in my little pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and just dump that into my change jar. So I have my change jars here. I just keep all of my silver in one jar and then my pennies in another. And we will sometimes dig into this change if we need change for something, but for the most part, I just save it up and eventually I will take it, trade it in for cash, and probably make an extra debt payment or something with it, but I have not managed to save very much. My kids, anytime they need change for something, will get into this, so no big deal. It is what it is. That's my change jars situated. So I had $4 left. We'll say I spent $46. And this $4 here will go over with that 20 that I set aside earlier. So we have $24 left. So $230. So let's add this up. 40 plus 40 plus 50 plus 30 plus 46 is 206. 230 minus 206 is that 24 that I have left over here. So before we talk about what we're going to do with this extra money that we have from these two categories from being under budget, I'm going to go ahead and do this side of the planner here. And this is always super simple because it's always as planned. 130 did go into Campground, 20 did go into Christmas. These are my sinking funds. For extra debt, you can see that I did make this debt snowball payment of $150. I also was able to put an extra $500 towards the credit card we're working on. My husband had a little bit of a bonus this month. And we're going to be talking about another extra debt payment here with this extra cash. So we're going to skip ahead to savings. I did go ahead and do $50 into my savings. So what am I going to do with this overage? I have this $24 here, and then I also have this $58.63. Typically, I would add that together and I would just make an extra debt payment and I would call that done. But then I would have to take this cash to the bank, and I think rather than doing that, I'm actually just going to stick this cash into one of my sinking funds. Not typically how I do things, but I actually have a sinking fund that I'm currently working on that I'm a little bit behind on. It's my Campground sinking fund. We need to have $1,350 by October, and we only have $817 right now. So I'm going to put this extra cash towards it. Not saying that that's what I'm going to be doing every single week, but for this week, that's what I'm doing. So it's August 31st, and we're going to add $24 to my Campground sinking fund. And I'm terrible at mental math, so we'll just add this up on my calculator. 817 plus 24 is 841. And I'm just going to put this cash in here. And then I'll count it up really quick and make sure that that's what I have. Every time that I add or take away money from any of my sinking funds, I count it just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. So 100, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400, 50, 500, 50, 600, 50, 700, 20, 40, 60, 80, 800, 10, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So that can go back into my accordion folder. under Campground. And this $58.63 that I have left here will go to an extra debt payment. And I'll probably just send the 58 and we'll leave the change, and the change will go into my checking account cushion. So that means then that for this extra debt category this week, I will have made a total of $708 in extra debt payments. As soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm going to go make that $58 payment. And that's going to do it for my August week 4 budget results video. All black ink. I did super well this week with sticking to my budget and coming in under budget, which is awesome. I was able to put a little bit extra to my sinking funds and a little bit extra to my debt, which is amazing. The beginning of this week, I only planned to send $150 to my credit card that I'm currently working on, which is a State Farm Visa card, and I sent a total of $708, which is awesome. I definitely can pat myself on the back for that. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video this week. Make sure that you subscribe and come back for my September budget, which will be coming starting Wednesday, I believe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!